on Switch.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know what. Now, you said there was a movie based on Zombies Ate My Neighbors. I
No,
have
no,
no idea.
no. There's a movie supposed to be created after the games from the 1990s. They're supposed to make it back in the late 2000s, early 2010s, but the script wasn't really finalized. Either that, or they're still looking for people to make the script. So it's basically a limbo. Like, we don't know who's doing what, who's making the script, who's going to start the movie. Because based on Wikipedia source, that's what they explain at the end of the article. So it's kind of weird that, like, after all these years, we still haven't heard anything from these writers of Zombies Ate My Neighbors game of movie slash game promo, whatever to call it. So, you know,
Right. So, but I mean, honestly, this is something that I would love to play on the Switch if I had one. The only problem I have with Zombies Ate My Neighbors is the password system.
oh
While it's
yeah,
only
well that's worth it. Keep the password system because
no,
you have
I'm
to
not.
memorize it.
Oh, oh wow, it's $50.
I
Okay.
have to
How
memorize.
much?
I have to
Uh,
memorize it.
well, no. The good thing about the password system, it was only 4 letters. Oh, that's more expensive. I'm just looking up prices for the Super Nintendo games
I already
right
got
now.
my copy of Zombies Ate My Neighbors, so I'm good.
Lucky you.
Yeah, I got it for
Well,
$10 at the GameStop in Valley Stream. Remember that GameStop in Valley Stream, Triple J?
which one? There were 3 of them.
Oh, the one over by the high school, over by Merrick Boulevard and over by the high school, Fletcher Avenue.
The one near King Cullen?
Yep, and Burger King.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I know that one.
Yeah, they also I met Clifford, one of our classmates. He's a part of our classmates. He helped me get the game, so
Okay.
yeah.
Well, let me explain my problem with Zombies Ate My Neighbors, the original.
Okay.
My problem is that if you use the password to get to say level 12, you started out on level 12 with just the bare essentials.
That's
It
what it's like
didn't
with
say,
any time.
huh?
That's like with any other level with the code.
Yeah, exactly. That was my problem with the game because I mean, to start in the beginning of the game, that was okay with the bare essentials, but you had to stockpile on these new weapons, like when they started introducing mummies, and you had to get onks because one onk would kill a mummy.
Yeah,
Um,
The Holy Grail, Holy Cross weapon, like the Dee Hallelujah. And there's also another
right.
one, another Holy Grail attack. It's like it's a special version. You had to press the X button for it, and it says like hee.
Well, the problem is, so say you use the password and you get to, let's say you use the last password, which starts you out a few levels from the end. It's basically a suicide mission if you just got the bare essentials with you.
Of course,
But on the other hand, if the
it's they're trying to
passwords
be
did
fair.
save all your weapons, they would be huge.
But then it won't be challenging after a while. You just basically, it's like that with San Andreas or the GTA game, for example, back in the day when you save every mission and you try to save your weapons and such, rather than dying every time and losing all your progress of weaponry and supplies. So it's kind of like that. It's kind of they try to prevent that from happening in the zombie ate my neighbors game, and they did a good job of doing so. Because when I reached level 45, the last 5 levels of Zombies Ate My Neighbors, it's about 50 levels, I was having a hard time trying to collect bazookas by the.
Right, because you're supposed to collect them in the more previous levels.
Yes, but without having like 25 bazooka shots, I can't go through the entire maze. I'll be stuck forever.
Right. Well, what I'm saying is, these the Happy Video Game Nerd actually brought this up before I ever tried out Zombies Ate My Neighbors. He said that you needed all the different weapons you would collect throughout the game to have a chance to get through the entire game, and the password system didn't save your weapons. I
Hmm.
played the game on emulator, so I could just create a save file when I stopped playing, and I could pick up like where I left off,
Cheater.
and that helped. So I'm just hoping that like in this compilation game that they allow something like that where you can save your progress, save your game, and pick it up, even if it's in designated save spots, where you can pick up right where you left off, and you don't lose all your weapons unless you died or something.
Then there's points to the run and gun game aspect of Running Zombies Save My Neighbors. You're ruining the experience.
How are you ruining the experience?
Because you keep accumulating the same, not the same, but different weaponry and supplies that you kept saving on top of it, where the concept of the Zombies Save My Neighbors games was to survive, gather resources, and rescue neighbors. But what you're doing and what you want to do with these new versions of the game is to make it easier for the newer gamers. You know, I don't want that because we had to memorize the passwords LHRR for level 5 and fucking whatever for level 12, etc., etc. You know. I still remember that one for level 5.
But the thing is, the reason I bring this up is the passwords would still be huge if they saved everything you had in your inventory if that was built into the password. If the password is, but you know, again, no one really uses passwords anymore anyway.
I know, but that's back then.
Everybody saves games on their memory cards or on their hard drive. So I really don't know if that's even going to be an issue. At least maybe we'll be able to pick up where we left off with the weapons we've already accumulated. Anyway, because at your point, to debunk your point in like San Andreas, yeah, okay, if you died or if you got arrested, you lost all your weapons unless you were in a relationship with a specific woman. But you know, in San Andreas, you could always buy that handgun back. You could buy that shotgun. You could buy another assault rifle. You could buy another rocket launcher.
Yeah, but it was harder. It was harder every time.
There were only a few levels where these weapons were available, and once you pass those levels, it's not like you could go back.
Well, that's the Zombies Ate My Neighbors. I know I compared apples to oranges, but it's still the concept is still there with the fruit. You know, because it's still sweet, it's still mellow, it's still citric-y, you know, even though apples are not citric per se, but you know what I mean. Basically, I'm trying to say, my point is that, you know, the original concept of Zombies Ate My Neighbors was to memorize your passwords if you want to gain levels, and if you do that, the trade-off is that you're not going to take all your weapons with you. That's the thing, though. If you die, you die. And you want to start over?
If you die, you die. But the thing is, like someone like me, if say I had Zombies Ate My Neighbors for Super Nintendo with me, I would just start the game new every time then.
Of course, you have no choice in the matter because you don't memorize all the passwords from the past.
Not even memorizing the password. I would just start the game new so I could build up my inventory every time.
Yeah, but the stages get harder, James.
The game then because
the stages get harder.
It takes so long.
The stages gets harder, James. You know that, right?
What?
I said the stages in Zombies Ate My Neighbors get harder. So good luck trying to save a life. You know.
Yeah, that's I know they got harder. I did play like the first 7-8 levels. But I'm just saying, you know, that's the whole reason you want to be able to collect your weapons, because you know every monster in that game had their own weakness.
Right.
Sure, and you could kill everything with the water gun, but you know, if an enemy took 10 shots with the water gun, you might want to find something else that was like that only took 1 shot.
Right.
Anyway, I looked up the prices while we were talking about this. Zombies Ate My Neighbors currently goes for about $50 on Super Nintendo. Ghoul Patrol, which was the sequel, currently goes for over $200.
That's a little too much. The first Zombies Ate My Neighbors was supposed to be the most prized possession. Ghoul Patrol was supposed to be like a ripoff of Zombies Ate My Neighbors.
Well, they're gonna be Dual Patrol came out later,
I know
and they're
that.
gonna be packaged together on the Switch.
Okay. How much will
So,
it sell of Nintendo?
huh?
How much will they sell the Switch version?
Probably $60 to $70.
Why so much?
Well, that's the price new games come out anyway.
No, but there are some games like Halo Master Chief Collection, rather than $60 to $5, it's like $40. You know.
Yes, but did Halo Master Chief Collection was that the price when it first released?
Yeah, $40.
Okay, well, I'm guessing it's probably going to be because most games are going to be priced that much when they come out anyway. We're gonna talk about another game later, and I'm just guessing since it's a new release, that's what most new releases go for. That's
Okay.
most new releases.
All right.
It might be cheaper on digital, but like even Mass Effect Legendary Edition for Xbox One, that's 3 games in one with all the DLC included, and that's selling for $60.
Mm-hmm.
And that came out last week,
All right.
or actually 2 weeks ago.